Hello and welcome to Fashionado TV. I'm Evenson Martinez, and our guest today is a music artist who describes himself or his sound as Afrobeats. Joining us is TeeManay.
Thank
So,
you.
how are you today?
I'm good. How are you? You look great.
Oh, I was going to say that to you. You look fantastic. You look like the rock star that you are.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
So, you've got, I think, a really good and inspiring story to tell. So if we can go just back in time a little bit and tell us your story. I know you're from Nigeria, you live in New York. Just kind of fill in the blanks right there for us.
Yeah. Oh, well, TeeManay is definitely a Nigerian, like you said, and I'm from Delta State, Nigeria. And I was born into a humble family of 5 kids. I'm the last of 5, so I have 4 siblings.
You're the baby.
I'm the baby. I have a brother and 3 sisters. And yeah, growing up as a kid, I have always loved music. And I had several gifts as a kid. I had the keyboard, I had the drum set, I had different kind of instrumentals. So I think that kind of pushed me in that direction, even though as at that time it was just something I did as a hobby. So growing up back home, I went into high school. I loved sciences, and I was very good in maths for some reason, and everything science. So it was already of an expectation that I was going to become a doctor, a medical doctor. Wow, I
Wow,
know,
right?
right? So why growing up, I was still, singing as a hobby. I was in church choir because I was raised in a Catholic home. So I learned how to
Me
play
too.
the instrument. Where, oh wow,
No
awesome. So,
choir here though. I was an altar boy, but I was not in the choir.
oh wow, I was also an altar boy for a minute. I was a seminarian and a sacristan. So I used to, but in the choir, I used to play the keyboard, and I used to write some, new songs too for the choir. So I think that kind of gave me that creative mind of, melodies and sound. So I went into the medical school eventually, and I was already on the verge of becoming a medical doctor. I actually graduated with a degree in anatomy, clinical anatomy, and cell biology. And I had to just further for like 2 or 3 years and just, get my MBBS and become a medical doctor professionally. But I was still doing music even at that. And it's funny because my whole family, among my siblings, I was the only one in the medical field. Every other person was in the art field. So it's crazy that the other person who was science inclined ended up becoming a musician professionally. So what happened was after my biology degree, cell biology degree, I found a way to move out of Nigeria to move to South Africa so I could further my medical studies. But while I was there, I had the space I needed and the more inspiration to focus on music because there was a burning desire inside of me that this was a talent, that the world had to know about.
Your heart
So
was there. Your
my heart was there 100%. I found a studio, I started recording, and the first studio I went to was in Johannesburg. And that day, the producer played a couple of, sounds, and then we made a music. I made a song that day, and he was like, "Wow, this is great." See, the song was actually called "Girl for the Night," and he told me that there was a radio competition going on, whereby new artists are asked to submit their songs, independent artists, and then the judges will listen and decide. So he said that there was going to be a total of about 5,000 submissions. So I was like, okay, we could just submit this song anyway. So I submitted the song, and behold, out of the 5,000 songs, my song made it to the top 10. And the top 10 songs were played on the radio for viewers to listen and vote. And the day they decided to call the winner, TeeManay won.
You were the winner.
That was crazy. So my
Wow.
first song actually won a radio competition out of 5,000 submissions. So that was like, wow, I was like, God, you got to be telling me something. So this is really what I'm supposed to be doing. So that was how I took music professionally and seriously. And from then I didn't stop. And a couple of months after that, unfortunately, I lost my mom.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
So
that.
thank you. So I had to leave South Africa and go back to Nigeria, you know, to join my family in mourning and, you know, put her to rest.
Yeah.
And then I had a little bit of setback then because I didn't really feel inspired musically. So I stayed for a minute, almost a year. I didn't make any music. It was really sad because, you know, I'm young, you know, losing your mom that early is not something everybody want to experience. And then it took me a couple of courage to like pick myself back up and say, you know what? I got to go out there and find what's there for me. It's time to pick myself back up.
Yeah.
So I found myself and struggled and got a visa and came to the United States,
Your mom
landed in
would
New
want
York.
that for you too, by the way. Your mom would want that for you.
Yeah, true.
No.
True. My dad actually said that because he said, try to like get yourself back up and do what you got to do, you know, because she will be proud of you more if you do something for yourself than you just stay here and give up on everything because you feel guilty. The reason I felt guilty was because I was in the medical field and I felt like if I was still practicing medicine, I would have been able to like, you know, help the
Oh my
situation.
gosh.
Yeah. So I was carrying that burden on myself, you know,
Yeah.
but somehow I became strong and came out of it and came to New York. And when I came to New York, I continued doing music, you know, professionally. And then some way, somehow, I don't know, it just kept happening after a lot of struggle. God made it possible someday. Somebody, one of my manager that time, I don't know how Akon had my song, and he came to New York to meet me in person.
Really?
And
So
yeah,
that's how that happened. Akon heard your song and he came to
before
meet you.
seeing, yes. And then he came to New York, said he wanted to meet me. I didn't even know about it. So my manager called me up one day. I walked up to him in Manhattan, somewhere around 23rd Street. And the next thing I saw, Akon come out of a building wearing all white. So I was like, oh my God, who's this? What's happening? Is this Akon? And then he came up to
Wow.
me, he gave me a hug. He said, T, because he calls me T. I love your music. I was like, wow, he already knows my song.
I think I would have fainted right there.
I almost fainted. And then, you know, we went in the car, took him back to the airport, and throughout the drive, he just gave me so much inspiration, words of wisdom, taught me a lot about patience, and told me all the things we're going to do about my music and how we're going to take it to the next level. And by the grace of God, it's really on the next level now.
Oh, absolutely it is. I've been listening to your music for the last couple of days now, and
Wow.
I can't stop. I really love it.
Wow. The
But
vibe is addictive.
it is addictive, and we're going to talk about some of that in just a second. So just to give Akon's label a plug, it's Convict Culture. That's his label, correct? And that's who
Right.
you signed with.
Yes, convict culture.
And that's good. And oh, hey, wait a minute. While we're giving some shout outs, we've got to shout out to our mutual friend who introduced us, Miss
Right.
Deb Chandler of Kick Fanny Media Group. Deb,
Right.
thank
Right.
you
Shout
for the
out to
introduction.
Deb Chandler. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
She knows her stuff and she knows how to connect the right people. So
Back.
moving on though, I do want to really talk about your music. So two of your latest singles, it's from your EP Timeless, and it's Wine Am and then Killed Him. And I keep playing the Wine Am a lot because the song is so melodic.
It is.
You know, you sing, you dance, you rap. I mean, you do all of it. And the video itself, you know, you're on this beautiful boat. I mean, just like it makes me want to be there. Can we watch and listen to some of the song?
1, 2, show me your body. Very nice, come and show me your body, baby. 1, 2, show me your body. Very nice, baby, show me your body. 1, 2, show me your body. Very nice, come and show me your body, baby. 1, 2, show me your body. Very nice, baby, show me your body.
Loving on a Monday morning.
All right. Man, I tell you, like I said, it just that opening scene when you've got the aerial view of the boat going, in the water with that background. So tell us a little bit about that song.
Yeah, Wine is an amazing record. It's a record I made after I met Akon. I was excited that period because I used to go to the studio like every other week, and then I started going like every other day because I was so inspired. So I was just making music constantly. So my producer Jalen from London, a Nigerian boy, shout out to Jalen. He sent me a beat, and I had the vibe and I loved it because then I was really trying to create something around that sound because that's my sound. So I went to the studio and met my engineer, Draft. His name is Draft. Shout out to Draft. And then we recorded the song. We mixed and mastered the song the same day, and it was so exciting. We just had a great vibe in the studio that day, and I was like, yeah, this is one of the records I love, because I make a lot of music, but there's some that just hit you differently,
Yeah.
and it's a vibe. So yeah, and Akon said, T, what do you want to be your next single? I said, okay, I'll send you a couple of songs. So I sent him a folder, and it was like, wow, they are all great songs. You know what? You pick the song, pick the one you want, because I can't pick. So he gave me the freedom to pick the song. So I sent him Wine out of the folder, and it was like he sent fire emojis. It was like, great, let's go.
Well, you
And
picked
then
the golden one because didn't that song just top 500,000 hits on YouTube?
yeah, it just did
Oh,
that, and it's barely 3 weeks old. You know, it's not even a month, so it's crazy. So we went to California to shoot the video. The beautiful scenes that you love, the beach scene, the rock scene. We
yeah.
shot that in Malibu, California. We
Ah,
shot some parts in LA. It was a vibey, beautiful, sunny day, and everything was just right. The atmosphere was right. Everything was just exciting, and the people loved the song, the models. Everybody was just like, wow, this song is a summer vibe. In fact, it's a timeless song, and I make timeless music, it's always been my dream.
yeah.
So Wine is a song that actually focuses on uplifting people, on their, just making you
Yes.
happy. That's what Afrobeat is about, especially women. And because there's a part of the song I said, one, two, show me your buddy. You're very nice. Come and show me your buddy. One, two. So like that is to celebrate your buddy, celebrate your buddy, however it may be, whatever size you are, because I don't believe that society should, determine or define what beauty or sexy body should look like. In the ancient days, there was a time sexiness had a different look entirely. So now we shouldn't let society determine. We should celebrate all body sizes. So that's why that song is about uplifting and feel good and vibey and celebratory,
Yes. So there's a positive message really attached to it. It makes you dance, it makes you want to sing, but there's
exactly.
a positive message that is very, very good. So you've described your sounds as Afro beats, but earlier on, you and I were talking about Afro switch. Would
Yeah.
you kind of break that down for us a little bit so that we understand?
Yeah. So Afro switch is a genre that I created when I was trying to find my sound and my originality. So Afro switch is a modern fusion of Afro beat with a little bit of Caribbean sonics and R&B. So it's a reflection of the places I have lived. So my experiences of the music. So Afrobeat is my origin, where I come from, Nigeria. And when I moved to South Africa, I also lived in a neighborhood where there was a high reggae and dancehall culture. Even in Nigeria too, Delta State, where I come from, Niger Delta, we have a high Caribbean culture there as well. And then New York, America, R&B. So the three places I have lived influenced me to create a sound called Afro Switch, which is a subgenre of Afro beats.
Wow. So you see, that's a triple threat right there. And that is why your sound is so contagious. So if you're just learning about 1M, I promise you, you're not going to stop listening to it, guys. So I do want to talk about another song of yours, Kill Them. It's a different vibe, different video. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Kill Them is amazing. Like it's it's one, in fact, it's my first record to actually hit 1 million clicks, a million hits on YouTube. So Kill Them was also recorded prior to being signed. And it was a record that I was actually in the train the day the producer sent me the beat, Jalen as well, our producer. And he sent it to me. I was in the subway in New York. I loved it. So as soon as I came out of the train, I put a headset in my ear. And before I walked from the train to my house, which was a 6-minute walk, I was done with the song.
Man, that fast.
Yeah, I was done with the song. I didn't write Kill Them. I just vibed to it. And it was like a freestyle.
Yeah.
And then the next day I hit the studio, I recorded it, and then that was it, you know? So it was a lovely song. And then the video, oh my God, we also shot it in LA. We shot it in LA, in California. We used different scenes. It was a mix of so much energy. The whole people that day, everybody was dancing on and offset. You know, it was like for 24 hours.
Well, I've got a feeling just from watching some of your videos. I mean, I know they're long hours. I know it's hard work. They're expensive.
Yeah.
But your videos, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that behind the scenes, you guys are probably having a really good time.
You bet we are.
Comes out in the song and the music and the video. You're having a good time.
The vibe is always addictive. So we always having a good time. Like, it's amazing. It just comes naturally, you know, the aura from the morning up until the end of the day. You know, we shot Kill Them for the whole day. We shot the whole video in one day.
Wow.
Right.
Just one day.
Yeah.
I know that could go on for a few days because you were having too much fun.
Yeah, I know.
So let me ask you one last question here. As we're coming out of this pandemic, finally, thank God, right? What can we expect to see from you in the future?
Oh, thank you for that question. You can expect my debut album. My debut album is coming out, and it's gonna be a great expression of my Afro street sound. From track 1 to the last is gonna be addictive. Trust me, you can't stop playing it.
Is that coming out in 22 or 23?
22, and it's called Big Vibes. So it's all vibey. Yeah.
Oh
it's
man.
Big vibe.
Got it. I got
So
it.
it's all vibey. And then I'm gonna be, you know, making announcements of a couple of shows that are coming up this summer. And it's a lot that's gonna happen finally. Festivals, people are gonna be seeing me more out there performing, you know. So, but look out for my album. That's the big news. That's the one coming out.
Well, we're going to be looking out for your album. We're going to be listening and looking out for you. So T, I cannot thank you enough for being on the Fashion Auto TV today. It has been an absolute pleasure. And hopefully we'll get to meet in person someday.
Yes. I look forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.